Can't keep running from what you've done.
Now let's go finish this.
What's up YouTube, it's your boy Spiromaniac back again with another video. And nowadays games are releasing with wonderful graphics, and I mean like near realistic graphics. And Unreal Engine 5 plays a huge role in that, because if you know your way around Unreal Engine 5, you don't need to be an expert, but if you just know your way around the program, you can download some good assets, some good looking assets, and boom, you create an environment with really good graphics. And we see that in a lot of games nowadays. They have really good graphics, but the thing is, the games suck. Take for example Star Wars Outlaws, which just recently released. The game looks stunning, it's beautiful. But the game, like the core game, it's horrible. It's a horrible experience, it's boring, it's dull, it's repetitive, there's nothing new, there's nothing to it, honestly. And that's a problem that we're facing in today's age, is games releasing looking amazing and being advertised as these graphical masterpieces, but that's all they are, graphical masterpieces, nothing else. They're not good games, and I'm really just sick of it. I'm sick of looking at these trailers. Every few months a new trailer pops out of a really good looking video game, and people are hyped and everyone's hyped up, and look at this game, this is gonna be the best game, this is the game of the year, man. And the game releases and boom, it sucks. I'm really sick of that. So people need to understand that graphics are not everything. Take for example Core Keeper. It's a game that released recently, and I've been playing a lot of that game. I love that game. It's a really good game, and it's not even a 3D game. It has 2D graphics, 2D pixel graphics. It's just like Terraria, if you played that before. It's kind of a survival craft, build your own world type of game. And it's really good. It does not have, you don't have to release a really good game for it to be good. So the question here is, what makes a game good? Well, a lot. There's a lot to go through. So let's start. First of all, the developers need to love the game. And this is a given. If you're making a game and you hate the project you're working on, why are you working on it in the first place? You know, it's not going to be that good if the developers don't like the game. And look at Baldur's Gate 3. You can immediately just look at that game and tell that it was crafted with love. The Larian Studios, I mean, they've been making games like that for a long time. And the Dungeons and Dragons genre of games, they've kind of perfected that, and mainly because they love it. You can tell that they love the game. They went deep into Dungeons and Dragons, and they extracted all the good stuff and put it into this wonderful, amazing game. So first of all, the developers need to love the game. All right, what's next? Well, developers, publishers, or whoever's involved with the game should not be afraid to delay the game. And this is a tough one, because if you're a shareholder in a company, you've invested your money in that company and you want to see revenue, right? So if the game is getting delayed more and more, you're gonna feel like you're wasting your money. So the publishers are like, okay, we need, like, this is the date that we need to release the game. It doesn't matter what the state of the game is, release it. And then the developers have to release the game unfinished, uncooked, and it may be a really good game like Cyberpunk. Remember Cyberpunk? It was hyped. Everyone was hyped for this game. Oh, I remember the hype was 5 years of fucking hype for Cyberpunk, and it released and it was in a garbage state. The game needed a lot more time in the oven, and it got hella bad reviews till they fixed the actual game, and they worked on it and they fixed it. So if they were to if they would have delayed the game a little bit, gave it a year or two more in development, the game would have been amazing. It would have released in the state it is today, and everyone would love it. Because look at it now, they've actually worked hard, they fixed the game, and it's all good now. Unfortunately, this is the case with a lot of AAA games because they're very big studios, and as I've said, There's pressure from the shareholders to release the game. So that's why we see indie games are making a comeback right now. A lot of indie games are releasing and they're really good. Core Keepers, as I've just said, Dave the Diver, those two are on top of my head, but there's a lot more. So indie games, really good. I fully support indie games. Third, DEI, or should I say forced DEI. Now, DEI in video games, diversity, equity, and equality. Diversity, equality, inclusivity. I think that's it. Okay. But DEI, forced DEI in video games is not a good idea. Now, I'm all for diversity in video games. I actually encourage it. But placing a bland gay character just because they're gay and just to check a box, okay, we put in a gay character, give us the money. It does not work like that. It's not. You actually have to think about your characters and build them. You can't just throw in characters like that and oh, that character is lesbian, that character is black, that character is whatever, give us your money. It does not work like that. And companies have been seeing a lot of backlash about this recently. Take, for example, Concord, the game. I don't think the game even released. The beta just released. And people are like, fuck this game, man. This game sucks. And the core game sucks. That's true, but I mean, just look at the game. It's full of characters that are obviously just put in there for DEI. And is that why the game is completely horrible? No. Does it play a part? 100%. Now, at the end of the day, the game was another shitty Overwatch clone. It didn't really have anything unique to it. That's the main reason why it failed, but sprinkling that forced DEI on top definitely did not help. Number 4, uniqueness. A game needs to be unique. There's so many games being released nowadays. A lot of games are just copies of each other. I mean, when Elden Ring popped off, look at how many Souls-like games have been released since then. They're all the same. You add in a dodge mechanic and you add in a few weapons, a few armor pieces, and that's it. Boom, you got a Souls-like. And now everyone's making Souls-like games. There's nothing really new to them. And every now and then you'll find a really good Souls game, but because they have something unique, like the crab game. Well, I don't remember the name of that, but it was a really good Souls-like. But other than that, a lot of them are just copies. And one of the reasons for that is developers not willing to take any risks in their games. They just copy whatever was successful and they cross their fingers and they hope that it is successful. That's not how it works. You need to take risks. You need to try new stuff. And again, that's why indie games are really good nowadays, because they're not afraid to take risks, because that risk factor is not as high as AAA games. So when you're making a AAA game, you're putting in a shit ton of money into that game. I mean, millions and millions and millions of dollars into making that game. And the pressure there's high pressure, so you don't really want it to fail. So developers are more afraid of taking risks. And that's why indie games just, boom, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to risk it. It doesn't matter. It's a low budget project. And every now and again, a new indie game releases, Core Keeper, and it's fucking awesome. They took that risk and it worked out. So with AAA games, I don't know what the solution for that is. I mean, developers should be confident about the product they're making. They should test it out and they should take risks, because, I mean, look at it. They're not taking any risks and they're losing money. So at that point, you have to take a risk, right? It's the only logical solution. Now, this is not to say that every game that has good graphics is a shitty game. No. Graphics are like this cherry on top. You have the core game, and if the core game is amazing, it's going to make a wonderful looking muffin. And then you add that cherry on top, which is the graphics, and boom, you got a perfect game. Just like Black Myth Wukong. That game was insane. I mean, the first time I saw that game, I saw the graphics and I was like, okay, this is just another graphical showcase. I don't think it's going to be that good. And then you look at the game and you play the game and holy shit. Like, they really put in the time, they put in the effort, they took the risks, they were not afraid. And look at it. It's a beautiful, stunning, amazing, wonderful game. and developers should aim for games like that. And every now and then, like when a game like this releases, it's crazy to see other developers start shitting on it, just like they did with Baldur's Gate 3. Many developers were shitting on that game for being too good. It's like, what? If a game is that good, as a developer, you should not start shitting on that game, but you should start learning and aiming to release games and make games just like that game. So yeah, I really don't understand why they would shit on Baldur's Gate 3 or Black Myth. They're probably just jealous. They are great games, and Black Myth has insane graphics, so there you go. It's not every day that you get a really good game with great graphics. So I'm happy for the developers that made Black Myth, Wukong. They gave us a great game, and yeah. That was everything I wanted to talk about today. I just hope people stop looking at graphics and trailers and be like, yes, this game has good graphics. It's definitely going to be a good game, because that's really not the case. People should check out some indie games. Look at those games. They don't have the best graphics, but they're really, really good. So yeah, that was everything for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.